All right. It should be, and we're live. What's going on, D-Bags? Hope you guys are doing well. We're back here again with another episode of the Detox Podcast. I'm your host, Darren. Rita, feel free to connect with me at any of the links down below. And if you're new here and enjoy music, podcasts, comedy, or hooping videos, do consider subscribing. We've got a whole lot of that good stuff going on around here. And when you do subscribe, leave a like or hang out with us in the live chat like you're going to do today. Helps us share conversations and laughs like this with more people. So do consider doing that. Helps us out a ton. Now, before I can introduce you guys to my guest this week, I got a couple of church announcements to make for you real quick. If I can turn down the sound on my phone here. Number one, first and foremost, I'm playing live, baby. Playing live, March 29th at the Vivarium in Milwaukee. Tickets are only $15. It's going to be a fantastic night. We're going to have a ton of fun. I want to see you there. So if you got nothing going on, or maybe you do have something going on, you need to cancel that, okay? You need to go click the link in the description right now. Get yourself a couple of tickets to Darren Rita live at the Vivarium. Thing is, dude, I was talking to somebody not that long ago. They said they bought tickets. I forget who it was. Probably somebody cool. Probably somebody awesome, like Olivia Rodrigo or something. It was like $150 or something for one ticket of this show that they were going to. And I was like thinking, I'm like, man, you could buy 10 tickets to this show. You and your 9 closest friends could all come to this show for $150. But you don't have to do that. You can just come. That would be great as well. But yeah, I'm performing March 29th with a live band. It's going to be a ton of fun. We've got some surprises. We've got tons of live music and a free after party if you're at the show. So do come do that with us, or come check that out. Click the link down below to do that. Now, before I can introduce you guys to my guest this week, got to talk to you a little bit about your personal grooming because you've been doing it wrong. We've all been there before, right? It's date night. Maybe you waited a few weeks too long to trim the hedges. And now the cutesy little garden you had down there has turned into a bit of a wet, moist, sprawling rainforest. It's not a good look, all right? It's not an enjoyable experience for most people there. So what do? You reach for that cheap razor you got from Kmart back when Kmart existed, and you start hacking at things you shouldn't be hacking at. You realize very quickly that's a dangerous game, but you don't got to do that anymore. You got to go nuts. Go Nutz is a revolutionary, first of its kind personal grooming device. All right, it's shaped like a ball. First and foremost, it's also made this attachment right here is made specifically to not cut you. It does not let skin get in. It just cuts the hair. Give them a try today at thegonutz.com. You can use code Rita47 and quit playing yourself with these other razors that swear they're going to protect you, but they use the same technology and then leave you with the same cuts and nicks. So that's thegonutz.com, code Rita47 to help support the channel as well as get your grooming done right. That's thegonutz.com, code Rita47. Check them out. Get it done right, baby. Don't mess around with that stuff, okay? Down there, you got to play safe. All right, you got to go nuts. Now, with all that out of the way, I'm excited to introduce you guys to my guest this week. She's an extremely talented singer, songwriter, teacher, and a friend of mine. She's playing piano for me on March 29th, the show I was just telling you about. Let's give a wet detox welcome to Kalyn Harewood. She's here in the building.
Hi.
You're out here, dog. Appreciate you making the drive, even in the tornadoes and hail that's coming down here in Wisconsin right now.
It was a great sight, though. It was cool to look at. Some insane lightning.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Any dents to the car on the way in with the
no,
hail?
There wasn't, I didn't get any hail, though.
Oh, really?
I think it was just intense rain. I mean, it could have been, and I just,
Yeah.
I've been working on my anxiety, though, so it was a good practice sesh for me. So maybe I just zoned out all of the hail.
What did I forget what they call that? Exposure therapy. There you go. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Just go straight into something insanely anxiety inducing. But no, I do appreciate you being here. I wanna quickly before we jump into today's episode and all the stuff I want to get to with you. I'm curious. McKenna and I were talking about takeout spots or fast food stuff, and we don't eat a whole lot of fast food, but we get takeout and stuff like that. What's your favorite takeout spot? If you have to get something quick or quick, yeah, maybe type of food.
If I'm getting something quick, I don't really like a ton of fast food, but I think if I'm getting something quick, I like Antioch pizza. You can get a slice and or 2 slices and
they
a
do
drink.
it by the slice over there?
Yeah, and their slices are really freaking huge. 2 slices and a drink for $7. It used to be 6. I have a little shade to them because they upped it to 7. But
damn, economy's tough out here. Dan, so you go for a slice of pizza if you want something quick.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah. I could
fuck
eat
with
pizza, Jack's pizza, any kind of pizza.
Yeah. You ever do lots of matzo?
Yeah, I love lots of matzo if I can afford it, because matzo is pricey in comparison. I mean, Jacks are pretty pricey nowadays too.
See, we be bougie. We stock up on the lots of matzo.
Latzos are incredible.
Yeah, dude, and it is worth it, man. It's I'm not gonna say something crazy like it's regular pizza, like it's as good as regular pizza. But as far as frozen pizza
No,
goes,
it's solid. Yeah.
I don't know if there's a better one.
I don't
if
think
you
so
like
either.
a thin crust.
If you like a thin crust, yeah.
Like lots of matza's fire, and they got the mac and cheese. You ever had the Mac Attack one?
That's Cody's favorite one.
That one's amazing. Mac Attack's great. They got what
I'm
other
just
ones?
a plain pepperoni kind of gal, but
I like pepperoni too. That's my fave.
I don't really like any. I just want
Really.
I'll try other stuff, but
you ever done buffalo chicken pizza?
Yeah, but I'm still not a huge fan. If I'm gonna eat buffalo chicken, I'm just gonna eat
What
buffalo
about
chicken.
what about
eat in
okay
pizza
okay
form.
okay? What about buffalo chicken mac and cheese pizza?
No,
Well, you gotta try.
I would
it.
eat buffalo chicken mac,
Yeah.
but not like
You wouldn't
pizza.
try it on pizza?
I have.
Oh, you have.
Yeah.
But it's not it.
There's this place called I think it's Moretti's. It's also in Antioch-ish area.
Damn.
But like every Tuesday they have a huge sale, and like I think the last time Cody got buffalo chicken mac
Oh,
or
shit.
some sort of hot mac.
I'm
and
pulling
cheese
up
pizza.
next time I'm around.
It's pretty good.
Because that sounds legit.
It's a good deal, whatever it is. I can't remember though.
Yeah, see, I mess with that stuff. It's still, to this day, I mean, I will talk about it and she will get mad about it. But on my 22nd birthday, McKenna made a buffalo chicken mac and cheese pizza and a barbecue chicken mac and cheese pizza. And then, they were my parents owned a pizza place growing up. And I mean, we made some crazy stuff over there, and I got to mess around with all the ingredients, so we would always make good stuff.
Yeah.
This rivals pretty much everything.
What McKenna made?
Yeah, what she
Slay.
made. It was right there with Big Al's Pizza. And on top of that, then she made these Oreo cheesecake squares that she refuses to make ever again.
Why?
I think just because it made me happy. I think it made me happy. and so she doesn't want to do it again.
Yeah.
But dude, I like think about it to this day.
Yeah.
Like it's so good.
Yeah. Alyssa White.
She's been on the show. She's been on the show a few times. Yeah.
She made some freaking like Oreo balls or something over Christmas for her students, and I got to have some, but they were like, I never really had like Oreo balls though.
Really?
I think I had like one teacher that used to make them all the time, but I didn't like.
I know the one.
Yeah, but
I know the one.
I was also like just like not a fan of her, so I never ate the Oreo balls.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was the one that she was real adamant about the N-word usage when we would read To Kill a Mockingbird.
Wait, really?
You remember?
Maybe
you know
she
what I'm
didn't
talking
in
about?
my class.
Maybe she was scared.
I don't know if I read that book.
She was like, no, you have to, like, I forget who was reading it. I think someone didn't want to say it. And the teacher was like, we're reading, this is class, it's for school, like, you need to say it.
Yeah, she didn't do
it's
that
like,
in my class.
I don't think I need to say the hard R to understand what's going on right now. But it's crazy shit. Yeah, no, but she did make good Oreo balls, though, for real, so shout out.
You tried them? I didn't try them.
I tried them, yeah. You put anything Oreo in front of my face. I don't care how racist you are. I'm still eating it, dude. I'm still eating that shit. We got some people in the live chat. Johnny says, Kalyn.
Hey, Johnny, love you.
McKenna's talking to Johnny. What do we got in here? Panda Express is his pick for something quick.
Panda's pretty good. That's like, but I don't like how Panda makes me feel after. Like, if I go to Panda Express, actually, like the last time we came here for McKenna's birthday, we stopped at Panda Express and all I got was rice and those cream cheese rangoons.
Whoa.
That's it.
Good?
Yeah, I fucking love the cream cheese rangoons. The rice is just like
I've never had Panda Express in my life.
It's okay. Do you like dig that kind of food?
No, I've been getting more into it though. We've eaten some chicken and rice. I don't know. She makes it. I don't know. I just eat it. So I'm out here trying that.
So that's you getting into Panda
Express.
Yeah.
So she said if I like that I would be able to eat Panda Express.
Yeah, you could find something there.
Yeah.
I know, like
trying to diversify, you know.
The beef and broccoli is pretty huge. Like people tend to like that. I don't really like it either.
I went to the reason I guess I was scared is because like I thought Panda Express was like a less good Who Hut, and I went to Who Hut for somebody's birthday and he was so excited. This was like my junior year of high school or senior year of high school. And this dude was so pumped. It was like must have been his favorite spot. He wanted to go. Me and like a group of like 10, 12 dudes went there for his birthday. And it sucked, man. Like maybe it doesn't suck. It's Mongolian grill. So like maybe I just don't like Mongolian flavors or no one told me what to get. When you don't know and you're just illiterate in a style of food. And I go in, I asked someone on our drive there, like, what is it? Oh, it's noodles and shit. And I'm like, oh, cool. I'm going to get some noodles. I was like, even if I don't know what I want, I'm going to get some noodles. I'm going to put some cheese on it. Good. They're not cheese in that whole place.
Yeah, they don't put cheese on it.
No cheese, man. So I was like, shit, what am I going to do? I don't know what I had, but it wasn't good. And then I had to go one other time with my family.
You didn't like the noodles, though?
They were fine. It was cool that they do it. They cook it up right in front of you and shit. Like, that's fun.
I think that's why you go to some place like that, just to see the...
I respect it. I left a tip and whatever, but I was just like,
nah.
I didn't like anything that I ate.
What do you like?
Food-wise?
Yeah, like what's your normal...
Give me some soul food, man. Like, just give me some mac and cheese, some good chicken. That's really all I want, honestly. It's just like, give me chicken, pizza. I like pizza. I like mac and chease.
So like bread and
bread.
Noodles
Yeah, I love bread.
Cheese.
Yeah, I love some bread. What's your favorite bread?
Fucking Cody and I lately have been eating these pretzel, and I won't even use them for burgers, but they make like pretzel bun Hawaiian burger buns.
Whoa.
They're so good. They're so good. I'm not even kidding.
That, you said?
I don't know. I get them at Woodman's.
Oh, okay,
but
shit.
I'm sure. I don't know. I hope they become a bigger thing because they're like, that's probably my favorite type of bread of all time.
Yeah, that sounds legit, man.
They're good with burgers, like for sure,
really?
but I'll eat them without burgers.
So do you like pretzel buns then? You're into that?
Not
in
really.
General, or just this kind?
I've always really liked Hawaiian rolls.
Yeah.
And I just thought I would try the pretzel kind, and it was
really a gamble good. That paid off, yeah.
Because it's still sweet, but it adds like the salt, a little bit of like a burnt-ish flavor, not like super burnt, like not like bad burnt, like, but
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, dude, so you're making me hungry now because I haven't been eating in a while, and I'm any bread. I love Polish bread, like they do like the sourdough, like a lot of sourdoughs and stuff. Love some sourdough. Love sourdough. Love Italian, like baguettes, French baguettes.
Have you tried like Asiago bagels?
No, but that sounds good.
So Panera has some actually. They're like really, really yummy.
Like cheesy bagel?
Yeah, it's just like a bagel, and they bake it with like Asiago on the outside of it.
Yeah, that sounds right up my alley, dude.
Yeah.
I love bread. I love all kinds of bread. I love that's why I love thick crust pizza. I mean, I love thick and thin crust pizza. Oh, really?
No deep dish. Ugh.
No?
No, it's just like it's too messy. I'm not like I don't like to eat like messy food. Like I don't like ribs.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm not into ribs really either with the messiness of that.
The flavor is like
same thing with like
but...
regular wings. Like I love chicken. I like chicken wings, and
I
will eat them. But I would much rather eat boneless wings.
Something about like bone-in wings reminds me, or bone-in anything, just makes me really think a lot about where it came from, and then I just can't eat it.
Yeah. Shit, that's fair.
I would be vegetarian, but I like meat, so.
Yeah.
But
so as long as we can hide it.
Yeah, it has to be very like almost processed, like
disguise that it's meat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't know. I just like it because it's messy. I like boneless wings because they're less messy. I get them with a fork.
Yeah. Some people are purists and just
they'll fight you on it, dude. They'll be like, it's not real meat. You're eating fucking chicken nuggets. I'm like, yeah, dude, give me some chicken nuggets. Yeah. Chicken nuggets were fire when you were a kid for a reason. They're still fire.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna order them on a first date, but bone-in wings are superior. We got Joey in the chat says he knows. I think he knows who the teacher was that we were talking about. Jewel has really good fried chicken. Okay, look at this. Orange chicken. Yeah, I had orange chicken. Orange chicken's good. That's right. That's what we've been eating.
I like orange chicken.
That's what we've been eating. I've come around on it.
I like sweet, like with
honey,
meat.
Dude, really?
Yeah, just like it's weird.
It is weird, but it's good. Have you ever had chicken and waffles?
No.
Chicken and waffles is fire.
I don't know.
It is, dude. And you know what else is fire? This is there's a Chinese place that McKenna's family gets it from. This honey glazed chicken. It's someplace in McHenry or something like that, and they have this honey glazed chicken that is so good, dude.
I guess if
it's like dessert chicken, man. I don't know how to explain it.
That didn't make it any better for me.
It's so good, dude. It is so good.
Like I could see it if it was like honey barbecue chicken. Like I would eat that.
Yeah.
But like I don't know if it's like more on this. No, the one thing I do like, I forget which place.
Honey sriracha?
No. I like this spicy honey. Now Pizza Hut is starting to do it, but I liked it way before that. It's like honey pepperoni.
Yeah.
Pizza. It's just like spice. Yeah. It's just like a little sweetness and like spicy.
It's fire.
But that's like, yeah. That's
Uncle Jerry's. Yeah.
I
don't we know the people
that
own Uncle Jerry's?
Wait, are you for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're homies with the people that own Uncle Jerry's.
How come you didn't tell me? Cody's grandpa like loves that place. That's where he gets all his meat.
Really?
And like normally when they order pizzas, that's where they get it.
Wow. Well, Uncle Jerry, where's it in it? What town is it in specifically?
Cary,
Illinois. Yeah. Shout out Uncle Jerry's, dude. Yeah, no, they're legit.
Yeah, their pizza's so good from there.
Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite pizzas.
I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I love, like, in the last like 2 years, like we've just been like really messing with like spicy and sweetness. So like honey sriracha is like my favorite sauce on anything right now.
Yeah.
But in general, yeah, we went to. It had to have been like 2 years ago. We went to this place, Oak Fire in Lake Geneva, and they have like a spicy. It's like pepperoni, and then there's like some spicy peppers, and they do like a light honey drizzle on it. So good. R.I.P. to anybody who hasn't eaten dinner today, myself included, because that's all we've been talking about so far on the show. But dude, so good. And like, yeah, you give me some sweet and some spicy together. It's just so good.
Yeah.
Sprinkle some cheese in there.
Some cheese.
Make it.
That's like a whole different.
But I'm making a pizza. That's what I'm saying. Make it a pizza.
You're trying
Think
to
about
make
it.
a pizza.
Think about it. Pizza. I have the cheese and the bread. The two things I love the most, and then we throw some spice and some sweet. It's everything you could ever
want.
When
I think about it like that, though, it just sounds way worse.
I guess.
Like when you separate all the elements.
You ever had those? This is my last food thing I'll do. There's a place here in Milwaukee, right outside of Milwaukee, called Alfonso's, and they recently just partnered with this place called Rod and Mac in 3rd Street Market Hall, which isn't far from here, and they do these like 12-inch mozzarella sticks.
Yeah. Oh Jesus.
They're called like lightning rods, and
I think I saw that like
good.
somewhere. Like somebody posted something about that.
Yeah.
Like they're just like giant.
They're giant, but they're actually good too.
Yeah.
Like I was nervous, like sometimes like something gimmicky like that. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like shitty cheese.
Yeah.
And not
You're
good.
Just
it was
for,
good.
Like, the picture at that point.
No,
yeah.
It was fucking good though. And
it's
they sell a spicy
one.
You can get it.
I'll have to tell Spencer.
You can get it from the 3rd Street Market Hall at Rod and Mac, or you can go to Alfonso's as the original place.
Okay.
But yeah, good stuff. Aside from food, we'll sidestep the food stuff because I mentioned you're playing piano with me on stage on March 29th. Aside from that, you do a ton of music stuff yourself. You release music yourself. You do composition stuff. You're still, from what we've talked in private, I know you're interested in getting into like scoring film and TV and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I know you recently just went to a residency over in Philadelphia, right? I remembered it right this time. We thought it was New York for a while.
Pennsylvania,
not Philadelphia. That's what I thought. New York, and then you came back and said something about.
And I said Philly.
That's what it was.
I think I said Philly.
Okay, so you went to for people that don't know. Okay, you release all this stuff. Look up Kalyn Harewood music. First off, it's on Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. You can check that out. Really, really good stuff. But you were in school, and you're still in school, right?
No,
technically, or
I'm
you
officially
graduated.
Officially
graduated. With what degree? What's the degree?
An MFA in music composition.
An MFA. What is that?
A Master of Fine Arts degree. It's just like the only
So you're a master of this music shit, dude.
Well, is anyone ever a master?
You're a master, dude.
Degree?
You're a master.
I don't know.
So you're a master of this music shit, and in doing that, or in tandem with that, you got selected or chose to go out to this residency. Explain to me and to the people what it was.
Every semester there's 6 month semesters, so they're just divide the year, obviously. And at the start of the semester, start and end of the previous semester, we go to a 1 week, 1.5 week now residency where we do first we figure out who we're going to work with the next semester. No, sorry, we do that at the end. First we present the work that we've worked on throughout the semester in various showcases. And then we work throughout the week with an ensemble that we chose the previous residency to write a composition for, or multiple compositions. It has to be totaling 10 minutes if you're not graduating and 12 if you are graduating. Wow. And then, we have rehearsals with them throughout the week, and then we have showcases where we show off anything else we worked on throughout the semester. And then we have performances of our pieces by the ensembles. And then we also, during that time, there's a lot of workshops and lectures. And then you also decide which professor you're going to work with the next semester. And
damn, bro, they just cram all this into like 10 days?
That's why I said it was so big. Like, literally, that's why I was
because I was texting you. I'm like, yo, you eating any good food? Like, what's it like out there? You're just like, dude, I'm just fucking doing
we just eat on campus.
Thing.
Yeah. It's just like a 1.5 week, like, intensive thing. But it's cool. I mean, it's really cool. It's very inspiring. It's very overwhelming, but I feel like it inspires everyone for the next semester.
Yeah. So when
Yeah.
you're writing your composition for that, what like I guess what are you, because you're making it for that, right? Or like, I mean, you're making it for you. You're making your own art, right? But you're making, you have this thing that is due.
Yeah, it depends on like what ensemble I choose, really. Like for example, this past semester I chose to write for Anna's Ghost, which is like the sort of flex ensemble that's generally like sort of like jazz based, but sometimes they have cool instruments. Like this semester they had a koto player, like a Japanese koto.
Oh, whoa.
Have you you know what that is?
No.
It's kind of like a long like piece of wood, and then it has like strings like fret or like wrapped around it, and then there's like two little like movable.
Can we pull up a picture of a koto?
Yeah,
How do you spell it? Koto?
Koto, yeah, Japanese koto. But yeah, for this semester I chose to write for Anna's Ghost because I wanted to write for that instrument, and I wrote two pieces. One I wrote for specifically for the koto. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Switch us to that. I want to see it. I want the people to see what
it's
that
a
is.
really, really cool sounding instrument.
Yeah, what is it like? Is it like a very plucky?
Yeah, and there's a lot of like, I mean, I think like the characteristic that I was very drawn to is like the string bending and sort of like that you can bend the pitch at a lot of different places, and it can also, it has 13 strings, and you can essentially, depending on what you're doing, like have any kind of tuning you want, but I chose the traditional Japanese tuning. I can't remember what it's called, and I don't want to botch the name.
Yeah. Wow. So when you're writing, so you choose the ensemble the semester before, and then you're writing, then obviously doing all your other schooling and other things in life, but then you're kind of writing a composition, a piece for them to eventually play.
I did two. I did one for the koto and one that I like was a song that I had just like liked, and I thought it would be cool to have in jazz ensemble context.
So how do you write for it? Like, I imagine you didn't know that instrument existed at one point in time.
I'm sure at one point, I think I like knew of it, but I had never really like thought about writing for it.
And then how you go about writing
research a shit ton about the instrument. And actually the player that we had sent like some like very thorough
like guidelines, like hey.
Mainly like because notation is different, like generally in like if you're writing for Japanese koto, like the notation is like in Japanese. And so she sent kind of like what it would look like if it was like standard like Western notation,
like sheet music that I would understand.
I mean, and even then some of the symbols like I had never seen before because I'd never written for an instrument like that. I'd generally just written for standard Western instruments, which is why I wanted to write for it. But it was just a lot of research, a lot of listening, a lot of like reading, and then I like outlined the scale that I wanted on my piano, and I just wrote down I like taped the numbers of which string was playing what, because it's not tuned like lowest to highest. It like kind of goes back and forth at the beginning and then it goes high. So I don't know. It was a lot, but it was fun. It was fun. And so
when you're writing all the individual pieces, because your main thing is piano, your main instrument is piano, right?
I'd say voice is probably my main instrument.
Okay,
but but if I'm playing an instrument, probably
piano. Yeah. Okay, so voice or piano. When you're writing then in this context, I imagine, or I guess, are you writing through your voice or through piano? Like are you using that to like figure out what the piece is going to be and then translating that to each of these other instruments?
Yeah, I think, again, it depends. But for this, because it was an instrument that I hadn't heard live a lot before. And like, that's like the setting that we're writing this for. It's going to be a live performance. Yeah. I just tried to do a ton of listening so that I could like get the sound of the koto in my ear, and then I like changed my piano setting to like the guitar setting because it's like a really crappy guitar sound, but it was like the most similar sound I could get to the koto.
The closest you could,
and then I just like kind of like fiddled until I like found something I liked, and then like went from there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
and I didn't you go. No, you're good.
How many different instruments in this ensemble?
There was this semester there was a pianist, a saxophonist, a bass player, and there was a singer, and then the koto.
So 5.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed to play in it, right? You just have to.
No, I can. Actually, every other semester I've been in it, but this semester the singer is like incredible.
Yeah.
So and she has a very similar like range to me. So I was like, I'm gonna sit this one out because it'd be cool to.
Were you up there like?
No.
Directing?
No, I don't
you don't
conduct.
Yeah.
It would probably like really depend on the situation, but the songs I wrote were not like they didn't need to be conducted. So
Yeah. I would have just done it just for the look. Man.
I don't know that there might be some people that might not like you for that.
Really? That'd just be hilarious. They're already even if I wasn't adding anything like
even if I had something that needed to be conducted, I would probably have asked like my professor to conduct it or something.
Really? Wow. Yeah. See, that's you're humble in that way. I would have.
You would have said, "I'm gonna be up there."
I'm doing it, bro.
Yeah.
I'm fucking doing it. No, that's cool though. That's crazy.
All that stuff is out if you guys want to listen to it. It's on YouTube somewhere. But
YouTube, would it be under your name?
No, it's under VCFA. Showcase or ensemble performances. There's a lot of archived stuff, so you'd have to really sift. But I'll find a way to get anybody that wants the information.
Yeah, hit her up.
Yeah.
I'm curious, like. Give me like the quick sell for maybe somebody who is in music school or like considering going to school for music that would like be interested in a residency thing like that. Like give me like if you were trying to convince someone to go, what would be the best things about it, or what would be the reason you would tell someone to go that makes it worth it?
This specific program, I liked that you can kind of work on your own projects outside of school, like whatever you're interested in. And then really the biggest assignment that you have is just getting that ensemble piece done. But you also have the option, like once a semester or I think you can do it once, to not even write for an ensemble. So they're super focused on you just developing your outside career along with kind of developing more compositional skills. And also it's just, I feel like this school, unlike any other academic situation I've been in thus far, is very about sort of like finding yourself and finding your own voice, as opposed to the competitive nature of a lot of music schools. It's very like not like that at all. I mean, for example, I was like so nervous going in because a lot of the people at school kind of write like very complicated like music that I like always consider myself like just a songwriter, not like a composer, you know. I feel like there's a lot of weight on that word. Yeah. But going there, I felt like very appreciated for just like having my own voice, and I think that's like the main emphasis that they have there is just you finding your own voice. And they did a good music. You
feel like they did a good job bolstering that. That's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's legit, dude. I mean, like being able to have a space where you can do that, like especially while going to school for something like that. Yeah. I mean, and you're getting a master's, you know, like you're getting like you mentioned that it's kind of competitive in the sense of like music school probably feels that way because people are just trying to like
in undergrad for sure.
Yeah, like I'm the smartest, most prodigal, whatever the fuck, right? And so it's like to be in a space where it's like, nah, man, like let's just do you, and we're the people that are here to help bring whatever you made to life for this performance.
And I feel like that's like a huge reason why I feel like I leaned into just what my voice is and kind of found what I like coming from myself, or like found a way to love what was coming from myself, because for a long time I didn't, but it made me appreciate that my voice is different, like not literally my voice, but like my artistic voice is different, and I
your
can just
perspective.
Lean into
How
that.
did you so aside from outside of residency, what's something that's maybe helped you do that to realize that, like, because I think that's something that I know I personally can speak on that for days, where it's like I oftentimes think like I am not good at this thing. Like there are people that are so much more talented than me that are like less, I guess, far than me, if you're thinking like careers, or people that are farther than me that there's no way I could ever be as good as them and whatever. How do you sort of grapple with that? And how, aside from like obviously being around people that were awesome in residency, how have you been kind of able to try to at least be like, my art is worth it, I'm worth it? How do you do that?
I think it's certainly, it's not all good. Like I will say at residency, like I feel like I'm in an emotional roller coaster. Like I'll go from thinking like gassing myself up, thinking I'm really good, and then like hearing somebody do something crazy incredible and just like crying in my room because I'm like, oh my God, like, but then I have to like remember that like everything that I want to do or everything that I could be, like within myself, because again, like everything, or I feel like it's really easy to think like I want to be like that person, but then you have to instead think, how can I find that kind of success in myself, you know, that kind of success, rather than like be like that person. And I think that's what helps me to kind of keep pursuing my own voice, and to remember that like the virtuosity anyways is learnable. I think the the mystery of the art is the thing that's like way less learnable, but the thing that you can find within yourself, and then it becomes mystery to everybody else, which is really cool. So I think leaning into that idea, if that makes sense. I hope that was
in trying to
coherent.
I think I'm following. So you're saying, like, are you saying you're trying to find the thing about you that's different?
Just like honestly,
then,
like find like if I hear somebody else play or do something, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I could never do that. But like, what would I do? And then I think like just going kind of with everything, thinking, okay, but what would I do? And because no matter what you do, it's going to be different than everybody else. So just really leaning into the differences.
Yeah.
Rather than pointing them out and feeling like upset about them.
Yeah, no, that does make sense. That's something that I the other day even I was talking to McKenna, and I was just like, man, I was like, I and again, it's like you said, it is a roller coaster. A lot of days, and maybe I segue or I sit a little bit too far on the negative scale of things towards myself and my art, but it's like a lot of days I'm like, man, I don't know how. And even like when I'm playing with you guys, dude, I love playing with you guys, and when we rehearse, like, love killing it with you guys. I'm just like, man, you guys are so talented. I'm like, I have no business being on stage with you guys. And then,
which is a lie,
and then there's days like I work with very talented producers, and I have other artist friends or whatever, and I'm like, dude, like I can't hold a flame to these guys. I can't hold a match to these guys. And then the other day, I was working on a song, trying to finish it with a producer buddy of mine who he is insanely talented, has perfect pitch, can like if I hum something, he'll play it, and then boom, it's in the song. And it was like there was like 3 or 4 things in this instrumental that I just wasn't in love with, and like I'm like, can we try this? Can we do this? And you've seen me. I don't know the names of things, so I'll make up my own terms based on how it feels, and I'm like explaining it like however over a FaceTime, and he hears me, and then he tries it, and we both just look at each other like, holy shit, that's way better. And like, I don't know why, like it didn't hit me right in that moment, but it was like a couple hours later when I was listening back to the track, and I was just like, dude, like I don't know what it is that I have, but there is something.
Yeah.
There is like there is at least an inkling of like a direction that like I have that I at least like.
Yeah.
And that's
now you
what
just got to plant it and grow it. Like,
yeah. So I'm going to try to do that more. But yeah, it's just like, cause that's the thing. You're never going to be, you probably be a great person to speak on this because you have a master's in music now, or in performance arts, right? That's composition. So it's like, you can like there will always be somebody that like in your mind is higher than you or knows this specific thing better than you or whatever. But again, there's not going to be somebody else that has the same perspective or the same take on those things, or the same, even if they had the same perspective and the same takes, maybe they don't make those takes. Like they don't do like I know people that probably have similar music to me that don't release music. So like I think everything kind of it all adds up to something, and makes you or your art something. And so I just think it's interesting, especially someone like yourself kind of touching on it a little bit with music and residency and going to school for it.
Yeah.
I'm curious on a lighter note with the music major stuff. What are the stereotypes, man? What are the stereotypes of music majors? Give me like I
don't know.
Like what are what are the different kinds of music majors? And then give me I want to
I don't know. I feel like I don't want to stereotype anybody, but but like,
well, Reddit will do it for us. I got some Reddit stuff too. So.
Yeah, just read the Reddit. I think just. Read
I'm gonna read you some Reddit stereotypes of music majors, and I want you to tell me if these add up or not.
If that's accurate.
Yeah. Stereotypes for U.S. college majors.
How old are these?
Sour
Patch Kids.
They're good. You were eating them today, right?
Can I eat a Sour Patch Kid?
Eat as many as you want. Yeah. These ones I don't think are as good. These are like, I mean, I'll eat it. They're gummy worms, but they're old. They've been in there for a while, but like it should be. Yeah, that's a special one. No one's seen that one before.
For the camera.
Yeah, like that's not real. That's a Sour Patch Kid though. I have a friend. So someone says I have a friend who's a music major, and when we were hanging out, someone asked if they can play every instrument. Do you get that a lot? Do people say like? What do people say to you when you were an undergrad and like you were at a function and someone was like, "Oh, I'm a business major, I'm marketing, whatever."
Usually it was just sing, but I think people knew me around campus because I was in a lot of like the campus photos. Not necessarily that I wanted to be.
Oh, really? They were just like,
I was for reasons.
Person of color, we got to take pictures. Yeah.
I don't know.
I respect that. Well, you were famous then, kind of, in a way.
But usually it was just like sing that, and yeah. Sorry.
Wow. No, you're good. You got Sour Patch Kid. That's fine. Okay, I'm curious. Let's see what else people have to say about. People say music. Okay, this is what someone says. From a performer's perspective, sorry if things are exaggerated. If you're a music major with education, they say you're not that good at your instrument, but still like music.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, is that
I've heard a lot. I don't know if it's the same thing.
Like it's like that saying of those that can't do, coach.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I've definitely heard people say that.
Yeah. You want to be better than that crappy orchestra director you had in middle school, especially one who doesn't even know how to play a stringed instrument. Oh, is another reason you're going into education, I guess. These are all for education people.
Oh, okay.
So let's hear we'll do one more and then we'll jump. They've got it like bullet pointed for everything. No, okay. Well, performance. If you're a music major in performance, how does it work? Is it like music major? Is it like?
I think there's like
emphasis on blank, or how does it worded?
Well, there's just like different majors. Like I was a music performance major, but there's also like a jazz studies major.
Wow.
And like I'm sure there's like music history majors.
Okay,
so if you're like primarily performing, then you would be
music performance. So
yeah.
Music performance major. You think you're really good at your instrument. You think you're better than ED majors or education major. Now ED is erectile dysfunction. You wish you could skip theory, ear training, and history to just practice your instrument.
That's probably pretty accurate.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's how I felt for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the classes, but.
You think you can be a soloist or professional right after graduating?
I'm sure I didn't think that for sure, but I'm sure there are people that do.
Okay, composition. So if you're a music composition major, you want to be different and special.
That's the T. Yeah, that's the T.
People sometimes think you're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think we are crazy.
You like to meet a lot of people to hopefully recruit them into playing your compositions. Let's see. You have beef with at least one theory/composition teacher.
I don't have beef with anybody.
No, really.
No, I'm not.
Have you ever really disagreed with a professor on like their philosophy towards music?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. What's a philosophy that you disagree with? You don't have to flame a professor, but
yeah, it's less like a philosophy and more just like I think that I'm trying to like be nice as possible.
It's a podcast. Be as mean as possible.
No, I can't. I can't. I can't.
Be as clippable as possible.
I can't.
Right?
It's not possible for me, Darren.
Yeah,
it's not.
I know.
I just think in general in a music, like higher ed music, or honestly even like growing up, like learning music, I think it would have been like we learned music history, but I feel like there's a huge emphasis on all of the white Western composers. And I'm not trying to diss classical musicians because there's a lot of validity in it and it's like very like beautiful music. But I think that that is certainly not the only music that has been happening in the world. And I feel like and it's probably not the same way in other education. I mean, I don't know, but specifically in the US, I feel like that, and like some of the places I've been, I just feel like there was a huge emphasis on teaching about these like old white dead composers, which again,
we talking Beethoven, Mozart,
all of the the crew,
the OGs,
yeah, and again like validity to their music, beautiful.
They got good stuff.
They're doing their
But they're not the only people making good stuff.
Yeah, and I think that would probably be my little critique. But I feel like it's getting better. I think people are talking about it. It seems like, anyways. Like I feel like most of the people that I've talked to like feel the same way, so like hopefully that means like there'll be
some sort of change moving forward.
Yeah,
maybe?
I actually recently just went to like sat in on a class that was about like the history of blues, which was really cool. But yeah, I don't know. I think that would be my biggest critique though.
Kind of close to that. What do you think what was your least favorite thing about being going to school for music?
Definitely after I graduated, I just didn't want to do music. Like I just didn't.
Wow.
I just lost like the flame or whatever. I don't know. Because I think for a while in undergrad, I realized that like I was doing music just because I felt like it was my only option and like I had to go to school. My parents were kind of like adamant about that, and there's just a whole lot of other stuff, so I went to school.
Yeah. And
I was like, well, music's the only thing that I like, so I'm just going to go to school for this. But I think I started to realize quickly that like my motivation needed to come from or it started coming from like external things. Like I would want to be good just so that I could like be in a certain social setting, you know, versus like I want to be good because I like this, like, or because I feel passionate about it. And then somewhere along the way, I found my way back, which is great. Like, and I feel like
I'm glad you just course corrected. Yeah.
Yeah. I had to think, or it was a lot of COVID really made that glaringly obvious to me though, because like being at home and just like not doing anything. I mean, we had classes online, but they were like not equipped for online classes at that time.
Dude, I think that's hilarious.
Like we would have like ear training, which like in class
over the Zoom lag.
No, it wasn't even that. Like in class, obviously it would be somebody like, or it would be our professor like playing something, and then we have to like write it out. Yeah. But then like during COVID, he just sent us audio recordings, and then in the quiz we could write in. But I was like, I could just play this on the piano right now and see exactly what it is that I'm playing. You know, and know, you know, so like, and I did that sometimes, unfortunately, to my own detriment. You know, you get what you put out, or you get out of it what you put into it. But yeah, I realized very quickly that my motivation for doing music was not internal; it was very external, and I think I had to do a lot of introspection to come out of that. But I feel like I'm finally seeing the light. So
yeah, now you're out here. You're out here composing and shit.
Yeah.
You're out here vibing, playing everywhere.
Yeah.
Playing at open mics sometimes.
Sometimes. I need to get back into it though.
We're doing that.
Yeah.
All right. I'm curious, as someone who's, I'm gonna call you a composer now. Whether or not, I know you said there's weight on that word. You're a composer.
Thank you.
Someone who composes music. What's your favorite OST from a video game?
OST?
Original soundtrack.
Oh, okay. I've never heard that before. It's gonna sound basic, but I love Skyrim. I just like the ambient, like vibes. I don't know.
Skyrim's got a good OST. People love that one. People love that game. People love that game. People love the music.
Yeah. Zelda's pretty great too. You know.
Zelda's got some good classics too. You haven't played God of War? I imagine you should play God of War. Great soundtrack.
Yeah.
Especially the last two games are really cool. I mean, it's a change.
Halo has a great soundtrack. I've never even played it, but the soundtrack is great.
Goes crazy. I
literally have not played it. I've just heard the soundtrack. Yeah,
Halo's goes crazy. I grew up playing Kingdom Hearts, and their soundtracks are great too.
Yeah,
the soundtrack is amazing. All right, what about movies though?
Favorite movie soundtrack? I have a lot. Lately, I've been listening to like a shit ton of John Williams, just because I really want to get into orchestration and kind of understand orchestration.
I kind of had beef with
John Williams.
No, the Milverine was on here a couple. No, we didn't have beef. I love that guy. He was super nice, but he said John Williams is not talented compared to like Beethoven or these other people. And I'm like, all right, man. He was like, I forgot what he said. He said if Beethoven, or who was it? Beethoven, I think he said if Beethoven's 10, like if 1 to 10, if Beethoven's 10, John Williams is like a 2. And I was like, all right, I guess
you're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, and I was like, if you're on
what's the basis of that?
Is there any basis? He just said that it's weak stuff, man. It's weak.
Okay. All right. I dig it.
Yeah.
Personally.
I love John Williams shit, bro.
Yeah. I just think I think the beauty of his music, and I feel like there's like totally different ways to like film score, you know? I mean, people like Hans Zimmer like has his own freaking thing that he does too. But I think what's like cool about John Williams specifically is that well, again, it depends on the film, because like Star Wars has like some crazy stuff that he's written, but I feel like he finds a way to take like this small idea or like this small melody, and just like drag it out for like 10 minutes and put it in like totally different contexts. So it's like there's like a familiarity to your ear,
Motifs.
but you don't know you're listening. Yeah, but you don't know you're listening to the same thing again. It's the same thing with I forget his name, but the guy who did all the music for Lord of the Rings, like that main theme that's like dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
It happens like so many times, but it'll be like in a different key with a different orchestration, and it just gives you like the familiarity of like, you know who these people are, but it's like a different context now. I think that
did you see the new Batman?
Genius in it. No, I didn't.
They did this. They did it. The guy who did that I thought did a really good job too. It was the same thing. Like, I mean, they open with what song is it? The Nirvana song. They open with a Nirvana song, but after that, it's like the same song the whole time that's like composed, but
like
it's different every time, and it's just like it just builds this suspense.
And I think there's a genius in that. Like, I'm sure there are people that would be like, no, it needs to like all be new material, but I feel like or at least what resonates with me the most. Because again, everything's subjective and somebody else might like resonate with something else. But what resonates with me is like having that familiarity, but like somebody just having the, and honestly, like Mozart and Beethoven, they did that all the time. It was the same motif happening over and over again, just in a different key or in a slightly different way. And that's why people loved it. And I would say that that's the genius of John Williams too. And he probably took that from Beethoven and Mozart, just that idea.
Well, I think the familiarity aspect of it that you're bringing up is what it's like in a film. Like if a characters are reunited or something, maybe they win a film. Especially John Williams has done a bunch of like movie like trilogies. Did he do Harry Potter and stuff too? I
did
think
some stuff for that. I think that was like there was a lot of different composers on, or at least a couple.
But so it's like when characters are like separated, maybe they come back. Like, what do you think how do you feel when you see a friend they haven't seen in a long time?
Yeah,
probably feel like similar, like maybe like almost like a longing has been like it's gone now. Like I finally get to see my friend. You feel good. You have this like familiar feeling with them, and it's like that same little, again, it's maybe a big battle score, but just those two people, friends, like locking eyes, and you hear this little motif of the same song that played when they first met, and it's like just that little like cherry on top is like, oh.
I heard this really good quote in this movie I watched called Score. It's pretty good. It's free on YouTube if you guys want to check it out. It's called Score.
Okay.
And they just like basically interview a ton of famous like movie scorers and like kind of like Wikipedia version talk about the process of it.
Yeah.
But I can't remember who it was that said it, but he's like, basically film scorers are like the hidden psychologists on set because they have to like underscore, you know, or overscore. Like I feel like with a movie like Star Wars, you want the music to hit you in the face.
Yeah.
Versus like more contemplative movies, you might want like super underscored, super understated in the background, but that still speaks to like the psychology of what the characters are going through, you know. I think that's like the even more cool thing about it is you can like have so many like Easter egg kind of things in there too.
Dude, and I'm curious, so now that you've kind of been doing stuff with
just
this now with scoring, but
mm-hmm.
so like when you go to score a piece, right, and this could probably be applicable to anybody who's maybe interested in scoring pieces, whether it's for video game or for whatever, are you're given the stuff, like they're like, hey, this is what we shot. Do they give you like, this is the final cut, let's now score it? Or do they be like, here's the rough thing, can you start scoring it, and then as things get a little bit closer, we'll kind of like tie this in really
I think
tight?
it can be either.
Yeah.
But like what I've been working on recently, I got like one cut that I scored, and then he sent the full cut, and then I like extended the score for like the full to like accommodate. But I feel like, I imagine anyways, granted I'm like at the very early stages of this, so I probably can't speak to it a ton, but I imagine it could happen either way.
Yeah, because I just wonder, that's something I've always wondered about with like Duel of Fates by John Williams and in episode 1 from Star Wars, how that was like, I mean, that's for that movie.
Yeah.
And the backstory of that song, like the meaning behind that song is amazing, and I love that, what that film means. But like the way that song is then in the final product of the movie is like cut with the actual like footage. It's just like insane to me that like it works so perfectly.
I'm sure there's like also
like they had to like
there's like because I know like specifically with John Williams. And who's the director of Star Wars again?
George Lucas.
Yeah. I know that they like they talked a lot like beforehand, and I feel like that's like somebody else. I can't remember who it was that did a lot of Steven. I mean, actually, I think John Williams did a lot of Stevens.
And what's his face are always working together, and Christopher Nolan are always working together too. They have a similar thing where like they just are like Christopher Nolan's like, dude, I'm doing a movie, and he's like, all right, I'm ready.
I'm ready. I mean, that's cool. Like
that's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
man.
that's so cool. And I in that film they actually showed a clip of like, I think it was Steven Spielberg and I think it was John Williams, because John Williams did E.T. But they were just like sitting down like chatting about like what he thought for the scene. So I'm sure there's like, once you get that rapport with a director, I'm sure there's a back and forth, or like they talked about this one scene in E.T. Like, you know, the scene where he's like, oh, and Johnny's watching this, so hopefully Johnny, well, if he's still watching, there's like this scene in E.T. where it's like towards the end where they're like on the bike and they're just, it's like the bike scene that happens very, and they talked about how like it was so cool that like Steven Spielberg left like so much room there for like composition, and of course like John Williams super took advantage of that, and it's like he made it
iconic.
yeah, it is iconic. but that led me to believe that they had to have spoken about it and kind of like set it up a little bit before getting into filming and stuff.
Yeah, and I just can't imagine. It's just so cool to me, and I've always been. People sometimes would make fun of me, like friends of mine or whatever, because I have like soundtracks. Like I have some songs like on my like main playlist and stuff. Now, granted, if we're like in the car with like 4 or 5 people, I'm not playing
it's a
that.
different vibe.
But if it comes on the shuffle, like, and I have to skip it, like, and you're like, why do you have blank from fucking Interstellar? It's like, because it's awesome, man. Because it's awesome. So when I'm by myself, sometimes I listen to it.
Yeah,
it's fucking that good.
Yeah.
I don't know. We got some people in the chat. Simon says, yes, Skyrim. He agrees with you. Skyrim.
Yeah.
Skyrim's legit. And Carrington says that Zelda's OST is on top, though. Zelda's good, dude. Zelda. I haven't even played the DS
version though. I like. So the audio probably like wasn't
8-bit audio goes crazy though, bro. 8-bit audio goes crazy. Okay, but I know we talked kind of before at one of our rehearsals at some point about Hans Zimmer, and there's like an interesting I guess discussion about him when it comes to like the composition world, right? Like the people think that he's kind of, it's a different thing that he does because he uses droning sounds and these other stuff.
Yeah. Some people hate it. I think if it's successful, like if it is making an audience think what you want, or think what you want them to think, or not think what you want them to think, or feel the way that you want them to feel, or vice versa, like then like more power. It's that same thing we were talking about earlier about like just finding your thing and diving into that, because there's always going to be people that are like haters. But I've heard a lot of people say that, oh, they hate Hans's stuff because it's like just drones, but I think like it's successful.
And he takes what we were talking about of like Interstellar's theme or Inception's theme, like those, like the main themes of those movies. There's other tracks in those movies too, but like the main things, those come back in different ways throughout like the whole film.
Yeah, which is genius. It's in my opinion.
Yeah, and it's so good every time. Like I don't know. I mean, you've seen both those movies, I imagine.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get McKenna to watch either one of those. She will
Interstellar?
not. Yeah, neither one.
Oh, you gotta watch Interstellar. It's so good.
I want her to watch. These are my movies.
Inception's great too.
These are my movies that I want my girlfriend to watch that she refuses to watch. I want to watch Inception. I want to watch Interstellar. I want her to see Shutter Island.
Great, McKenna.
Shutter Island is so good. I wish I could delete it from my mind and watch it again for the first time.
For
it's
real,
that
yeah,
good.
It's great.
It's like she refuses to watch them.
We'll just have a movie night and we could like make fun of them at the same time. It's fun.
Oh, but not.
Are you one of those people that like?
I gotta watch it for real. No, if everyone's seen the movie already,
okay, then
we can make fun.
But
of it
for McKenna, we have to.
No,
you should, McKenna, come watch movies with me and Alyssa and Johnny. All we do is talk through the whole movie.
Yeah, you guys can talk through it then. As long as I'm not there, if we pick a movie and like she'll get up.
Yeah.
And go to the bathroom and be like, oh, don't pause it. And I'm like, I saw a guy on TikTok like go on a crazy rant about this the other day, and I was like, I've never felt something more in my chest. Like it makes me want to. We live on the 10th floor, and I want to jump out the building when she does that. It's like, oh, don't pause it. I'm just doing this thing.
She's just compartmentalizing. She's like, I don't have to be in here the whole time.
But then she'll be watching like the 500th episode of Love Island.
Yeah.
And I'll say,
and you have to be invested in that.
And I'll say,
hey
babe, what do you want to do later? And she'll be. Pause it. What?
It's important.
And I'm like, are you for real right now?
There's so much like drama. There's so much filler in those shows too. So you have to just really pay attention so you can get the full picture. That's
fair. I guess to round it back to why you should watch Interstellar. There's a scene in Interstellar where they're on that planet that time is moving faster there because of they went around the black hole or whatever, and they say like something. It was like every 7 seconds is a year that goes by on Earth or something, or is like however many months. I forget what it is. Yeah. But in the score of that scene specifically, there is a ticking, like it is in whatever weird time signature to make it where like every downbeat is a year or whatever that's going by. So the whole time you could calculate exactly how long they were there, Earth time, based off the music in that scene, which is so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really, and I think people are just like haters. I think honestly, in my opinion, again, all of this is subjective, but I feel like the most important thing in a score is the timbre. That's what people are gonna remember. Is the not like they're not gonna remember the exact melody that the violin played, but they're gonna remember it was a violin because of the sound of a violin. And I feel the same way about. I think that's what's really cool about Hans Zimmer is he plays And he does like electronic stuff too, which I think adds to all that. But like he plays with timbre really well, and that goes back to that whole like drone comment. I'm like, yeah, you could. I mean, anyone can make a drone, but can they make it sound that way? Can they like carve out the sound of that drone so that it has like this impact on an audience? And I would argue that that's also another form of genius. I think.
Yeah.
I think that's what's cool about him.
Did you ever see Tron Legacy?
I love that soundtrack.
That
soundtrack's and it's Daft Punk.
Yeah,
which
dude,
is so cool.
It's crazy,
yeah,
bro.
it's so good. It's so good.
There's a TV show like tie-in Tron Tron
really?
Uprising.
Is it good though?
So good.
Really?
It won because Tron Legacy didn't do very well, and
I
I liked it.
I really dug.
I
that
liked
movie.
it. I watched the original one, kind of lame, but like it's a fun idea, and I thought Tron Legacy did a whole lot better of a job. Is it a great movie? No, but it's a good movie.
The music carried it though.
The music
I think
does carry it,
I
and
mean,
the vibe.
Yeah, the vibe. Absolutely.
But like it's an interesting world, and they had a show called Tron Uprising that like dives into this world a little bit more, and it was supposed to be like because Disney is sitting on this IP that they think could be really big at the time, but they're like. It's not making them any money, so they decide, okay, we're going to do Tron Legacy, and we're going to put a TV show in, and if these do good in tandem, we'll use a TV show to kind of fill the gaps between movies, and we'll do more movies.
Yeah.
And dude, they had Elijah Wood, the guy from Lord of the Rings, is like the lead voice actor.
Wait,
some
really?
other really good voice actors, and on top of it, it won an Emmy for animation and got canceled after one season because Disney at the same time, because Disney is as talented as they are at fucking owning everything.
It feels like a shit show right now.
They just don't understand that, like, I don't know how you didn't see this, but basically they were trying to push this IP they had, Tron, but then at the same time they were having trouble pushing their Disney XD channel, which was like a separate channel from Disney Channel that was just like Saturday morning cartoons or something. So like halfway through this show's premiere, its first season and only season, they switched it to Disney XD to try to get people to go to that.
That was a horrible idea.
And nobody did, so then nobody watched Tron Uprising or whatever, and so it got canceled after one season because even though it won an Emmy for animation and it was really good. Dude, I don't know. I'm gonna make this a clip maybe, and maybe they will. But I wish, dude, it was so good. It was so good. And we watched and kinda liked it. It's like Spider-Man meets Batman in Tron.
I don't know if I get the vibe, but
because Tron, I mean, for spoiler alert for a movie that's super old, Tron in the original one, right? He's like this program that the main guy made. That like helps clean up. Basically, he's like a really good cop. Basically, he like beats the bad guys that are in the grid, which is the world of this arcade. And so it's this whole separate world that lives in this arcade. So in the Tron Legacy movie, the kid whose dad owned that company, his dad like went missing a long time ago. And the kid like thinks that maybe his dad's in the grid, which is the game. And so the kid like breaks in, does this thing. He gets in the game himself, goes in, finds his dad. And basically Tron is no longer there, or they think, because Tron got kidnapped trying to protect his dad. And Tron got reprogrammed into this guy called Rinsler. So this is supposed to like fill the gap of that.
Okay.
And so
just gives you context.
But so before Tron has got his ass kicked. He's not kidnapped yet, but he's basically like he's old and he don't want to fight people no more. So he recruits this kid who's all mad that like the government's coming in and like clue the bad guys of Tron. I'm just explaining all of Tron now, so I apologize. This is gonna mean a lot. The red people in Tron are coming in and they're trying to hold all the other blue people hostage, and they're making all these crazy laws restricting everybody what they can do and stuff. So this kid, he's just being like a douche, dresses up as Tron, like reprograms his suit to look like Tron, and like vandalizes his statue, beats up a couple guards. So Tron then tracks his ass down, and he's like, you're gonna be the next Tron. And so it's like this whole training thing. And so it was gonna make so much sense then, because by the end of it, Tron would have got turned into Rinsler, and they never fixed that by the end of Tron Legacy. So then like the next film or the next season would have been like Tron and Beck, who's the kid, like having a class, and that would have been so cool.
I wanted him to make another. I really liked that movie though, honestly. And I don't really look at reviews though, to be fair. So like I wouldn't have known that people don't like that movie. Yeah. But I think it's so good, and the music's so good, and yeah, I don't know.
Check out Tron. Yeah, check out Tron Legacy if you guys haven't. And check out Tron Uprising if you had it on Disney Plus. So good. I genuinely recommend it. All right. Aside from that stuff, so you be performing, you be doing compositions. I'm curious. Do you watch the Super Bowl performances at all?
I watched this one.
Yeah. What'd you think?
I thought it slayed.
Yeah. You thought it was pretty good. I thought it was good too.
I love a lot. I'm like a sucker for a live like marching band.
Really?
I used to go to my sister. Were you the one that said you hated it because of the marching band?
No, I didn't say. I think that
somebody told me that.
Somebody probably at band practice.
No, I used to when I was younger, and I never got to experience it because we had moved by that time. But when I was younger, my sister was the drum major for her band, and their band was like they won like international competitions. Like they were legit about it.
They were fucking good.
I used to love like just going to her rehearsals and sitting in the bleachers and just like watching them do their stuff. So I just loved it. Yeah. And he brought out like everybody, and
I like the blue suit he had on at the end.
Yeah. And I thought he's just like such a good performer. I mean, he's always been a great performer, but like all of the things that he's doing, and then still somehow like able to even sing.
I know, dude. Like that's insane. Like nobody, like people think.
You have to be in it's like Beyonce. You have to be in incredible shape. You have to like really be like taking like extreme care of yourself to be able to even to do that.
Or like, have you seen the videos of like Pink of like talking about how she gets ready to like spin around on a ball? She's like, I just have somebody stand on my stomach and I sing.
Yeah.
What, dude?
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
Like the full weight of an adult human standing 2 feet on her stomach, her abdomen, while she sings the song so she can get ready to be spun around.
It's a support. She's working on her support.
Dude, like, that's insane.
It's pretty insane.
But yeah, so I'm curious. So, we're talking about Super Bowl halftime shows. We made this up right before you got here today. I want to take a look at the last 10 Super Bowl performances, and we're going to rank them best to worst here. So we've got all the people here. McKenna's gonna pull us up. McKenna, it's kind of a meme. She learned Canva like 2 weeks ago, and now I'm making.
Yeah, really.
No, now I'm making her. Now I'm just making her have to do it. That one's fine. Do you want to just slide the like gray bar in, like hit that little arrow, up a little? Yeah, I think that'll like move that. Yeah.
Ooh, I didn't see Rihanna's. I heard a lot about it. But...
So we've got here in order. I'll start from the bottom. Go to the bottom, right? So we have Katy Perry and Lenny Kravitz was 2015. Then 2016 was Coldplay, Beyonce, and Bruno Mars together. Then 2017 was Lady Gaga. 2018 was Justin Timberlake. 2019 was Maroon 5. 2020 was Shakira and Jennifer Lopez. 2021 was The Weeknd. And 2022 was Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Kendrick Lamar, 50 Cent, a couple other people as well. And then 2023 was Rihanna. 2024 was Usher. So what jumps out at you right away of that list? I don't know how many of those you think you've seen. I've seen most of them, I'd say. I don't think I did not see Justin Timberlake, so I can't accurately judge his.
I think I've seen like 3. I'm not a huge Super Bowl watcher, and my family never was. Yeah, I think I've seen maybe 3. I haven't seen. I definitely watched The Weeknd. Obviously watched Usher. I think I watched the J-Lo one.
Yeah. I remember the J-Lo and Shakira one because they did that shot of both of them just twerking for like 30 seconds. And we were at a Super Bowl party.
I don't know if I remember that.
We were at a Super Bowl party with a lot of people.
I watched the Gaga one, of course.
Out. Yeah.
That was the reason I watched that Super Bowl. Yeah. I was to watch Gaga.
I remember Pat, who comes on the show all the time, we were watching. It's not on here. She did it like 2 years before solo. I think it was like 2013. Beyonce did it just solo, and she was absolutely killing it.
Yeah,
and like whatever. And obviously she's gorgeous. Like looks gorgeous. Doing all this like subjective things on stage. And Pat's like, dude, her microphone is sick. And I just remember me and my friend Blaze like looked at him. We're like, yeah, man, I guess. Like what? It was just hilarious.
That is kind of. I feel like that's what the Super Bowl halftime performance is about, though. It's like how much of a showman can you be, like in every aspect. Like friggin'.
Remember the Sharks with Katy Perry?
I don't know.
Like shark guys in the suits.
I didn't see that.
Pull up a Katy Perry shark. Those guys were insane. They were absolutely insane. Katy Perry Super Bowl shark or something. It was like.
Oh my god.
They had these people in these.
That seems very on brand for her, though.
Yeah, dude.
Slay, that's so funny.
It was just hilarious. Yeah, pull one of them up.
That would be funny to see them, like, actually see them come out on stage. That's so funny.
Yeah, dude. Insane. Putting on for the shark furry community. But yeah. So that was cool. Yeah, I think you just got to do crazy shit.
Yeah.
I would do crazy shit.
Oh, okay. You meant like rank them now. I'm sorry. I thought we were watching.
Oh yeah, we're gonna rank. Yeah, we're not gonna. I can't watch. I'll get.
Yeah,
sued.
I was like, how, oh.
We'll just.
okay.
Just off. We'll just off optics, off how they made you
Okay.
feel, off what you remember. It doesn't matter. It's your scale. What do you think? What do you think? Where are we putting?
Is that Adam Levine up there?
Yeah, that's.
He's
Adam
going
Levine.
10. I'm sorry. He's going 10.
10. Yeah.
I don't even. Yeah.
You know what's crazy? The thing that's interesting about him is that he aside from being like cheating on his wife and all that other
Yeah.
shit that he did recently,
Yeah.
back when that came out, people like loved that one.
Yeah.
People
They
loved
really?
that one.
Was
Yeah.
it like? Do you think
Not
it
a
was
lot of
good?
people. I mean, well, I guess a lot of regular people really liked it. Critics
Yeah.
really slammed his. They said it was really lame. But then the next year was the Shakira and Jennifer Lopez one, and a lot of these people, these like Facebook moms that like loved Adam Levine's because he took his shirt off and he was doing whatever, all could not stand that Shakira and J-Lo twerked for like 30 seconds. It wasn't even a twerk; it was just like an ass shake.
Yeah. Which is like, okay.
And it's on brand for both of them, and it's like
It is on brand.
they're both
exactly.
like
That's what they're gonna
40-year-old
do.
beautiful women at
Yeah.
40 something, like
that like work really hard on their bodies.
and they're also singing at the
And
same
they're
like
singing,
that's what I'm saying. Like, and it
Yeah.
was like, wait, so this guy can take his shirt off and that's fine, but they can't just shake a little ass for a second or whatever. But so 10. I'm not gonna disagree with you. I won't fight you on that one.
I'm gonna do the outer edges and then we'll work our way. Well, I don't know who's my top.
Let's see.
I feel like Gaga's was pretty good though to me, anyways. I really enjoyed it.
I remember Lady Gaga's,
I feel
and
like
I don't.
People gave it crap though.
Yeah, didn't she jump off? Yeah, that was pretty insane.
I feel like she's gonna be close to the top, but let's.
Okay, well, we'll
I guess
wait, we'll wait.
we can go backwards. Okay, who are the two bottom ones?
So we've got Katy Perry and Lenny Kravitz. I don't remember that one at
I don't
all. I
remember
remember
that
her
one
other
either.
one. So I'm gonna say we could put that one at 9.
Yeah.
Just because I'm not gonna disrespect either of them.
The Lenny one. What do you think of the Lenny one?
Well, he was with her.
Wait, that's
Lenny-
them together?
They
I
did.
thought that was
So
two
this is what's so weird is she did it like same thing with Beyonce. Beyonce did it in 2013 by herself. Then like 2 years later did it with on the bottom left there. That's Beyonce, Coldplay, and Bruno Mars did it together.
Oh yeah.
And then Bruno Mars did it when we were he by himself, or no, it was him. He was supposed to do it by himself in 2014
Yeah.
when we were freshmen in high school. Because I remember because I was like, oh, that's cool. I love Bruno
Yeah.
Mars at the time.
Mhm.
And then the Chili Peppers got added to it also, and I was like, oh, that's sick.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I didn't even think either one of them needed the other person to
Yeah,
do this,
to-
but that's fine. So that was cool. But yeah, so then he did it 2 years later with Beyonce
Okay.
and Coldplay.
Okay.
So
Well, we'll wait on that one. Okay, and the other one was again?
I'm gonna put Katy Perry and Lenny Kravitz at 9 because I don't remember it.
Yeah. That's what I
Was
was
it
gonna
good?
say. Was it good?
Okay, if you tell me it was good,
I just
then
haven't
can you
seen
just
it.
tell me what sell it to me a little
Yeah,
bit. I
sell
don't
it
know.
to us, McKenna.
Yeah, but her solo one was better, I think.
What were her like big stops though? Did
Didn't
she
she
pull
do
out
a
any
solo
stops?
one?
This was her solo one. He came out for like one song.
I don't know. It said Lenny. I looked up the last 10 Super Bowl performances, and it said Katy Perry plus Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah, it was her solo, but he came out for like one song.
So this is the Shark thing.
Yeah.
Oh, then we gotta move it up because I love the Sharks,
Okay, yeah.
and I remembered them. So
Okay, well let's go. Who do we? I'm gonna go Justin Timberlake as 9, just because I didn't see it.
I didn't see that one
and
either.
I don't
That's
really
fair.
know that I would have felt like very moved.
Yeah, that helps us.
Um,
That helps us move forward. We did whatever
Who's
we got to
the
do to
third
move
black
forward.
guy
on
up
it.
there? Who was that? I can't see his
That's
face.
Dr. Dre. So it was Dr. Dre, Snoop,
I didn't see
Kendrick
that one.
Lamar.
Oh, I love Snoop though.
That
I
one,
didn't
it was
see
pretty
it.
good. A lot of people from where we're from did not like that one, but I thought it was good.
Were there reasons why people from where
Just
we're from?
Lazy criticisms of like, oh, rap is lame live and this is lazy, whatever. Which like some of the videography
Yeah.
for like with the because that's part of the performance as well. So the
Yeah.
choreography of that was so good. They essentially, I don't know if you've ever seen the music video for All Right by Kendrick Lamar.
No.
But he did All Right, and they like when they shot. I believe when they shot that music video, or maybe it was Damn or whatever. They used one of these like $50,000 cranes that like it's like it's programmed for the lens is like here,
Yeah.
and then it goes up to another spot that's like pre-locked.
Is
and
it
then
like
a third spot.
that one dude that like is similar to that one dude that like does all of
The
those
slow-mo thing?
Yeah, the
It's kind of like one of those, but
okay.
it's like it locks into place and then it moves and you get that whole movement and it
Yeah,
locks to
yeah.
another place. And so you move and it changes the aspect ratio. All cool. And they did that live
Yeah.
with someone on a steady cam, like doing some crazy focus pulling and shit to get Kendrick Lamar and all these background performers. And the
I
stage
do love
setup
Kendrick
was cool.
in general, so
Yeah. So theirs was cool, and it was crazy because it was like I don't know. I don't think anyone ever thought that would happen,
Yeah.
especially with all like the NFL stuff. Like that was kind of like really against black people for a couple
Yeah,
of years,
yeah.
and so like people didn't think that because a lot of rappers and stuff were saying I would never do the Super Bowl anyways. Fuck them. So it was cool that they were able to make that happen and like bridge that gap. So I thought that was cool. I thought a lot of people didn't like the Weeknd's.
I thought it was like okay.
I thought it was.
I didn't
fine,
think it was
yeah.
like horrible,
Yeah.
but I I wasn't like, again, I wasn't particularly moved. I would say The Weeknd at 8, maybe.
Put The Weeknd at 8?
Unfortunately, I'm sorry, buddy.
He spent a lot of his own money on that set. I heard
That
too. Like they ran out of the budget.
That
like,
makes me want to move it up.
Like they were like they only give you a certain amount of budget.
Yeah.
And he like took all the money he was getting paid for it and like some extra cash and like built that whole like the light maze thing he was running through.
It was kind of cool.
I thought that part was cool.
I heard Rihanna's was not good, but I didn't see it.
I heard hers was not good also, but I know everyone was really excited because she was pregnant.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you're pregnant and you're doing a Super Bowl show. That makes it good by my margins. If you're Rihanna, like. Yeah,
and technically her kid kind of headlined the Super Bowl in a way.
True facts. I'm gonna go with 7 though for that, just because.
Yeah. Let's see.
Then I think definitely. Wait, who's in the bottom left corner?
Bottom left is Beyonce, Coldplay, and Bruno.
Oh no, that's gonna go up further for sure.
Yeah.
Next I think J-Lo and Shakira.
Yeah. They were good, dude.
This is one of my favorites.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember any from when I was
That's
younger.
the
Like
problem.
I only
don't
remember
really
the last
remember
10.
the ton.
So, okay.
I didn't really even watch a ton of these, like except like clips after the fact.
Yeah. Let's see. Do we say? Oh, it's tough now.
Yeah. Now it's tough.
I didn't see enough of the Beyonce, Coldplay, Bruno one to be able to put it any higher than 5 for me. But if you can.
That's fair. Was it like a even split or was it like a majority one of them?
I don't know.
It was majority Bruno Mars.
I thought it was Coldplay because
Bruno's a good live performer though, I feel like.
Yeah, but Bruno had his own. He was the headliner of the Chili Pepper one. So there's
so
no
he was
way
just
he would.
coming
I think
on.
he had to have just been support. Again, I'm talking because I don't remember.
Well,
I
I'm gonna put that one 5 then. I think let's put it 5.
I would pull it up right now, but I'm not trying to get copyright claim. Let me find a clip of it. Bruno Mars, Coldplay, Beyonce, Super Bowl. Let's see. I'm just to see who opened it. It's Coldplay. So it was Coldplay. Coldplay's full Pepsi Super Bowl halftime show featuring Beyonce and Bruno Mars.
Yeah,
so it was Coldplay.
So
yeah, I think 5 is fair. Yeah, Coldplay's got some shit, but.
And who's the middle one again? The bottom middle.
Bottom middle is Katy Perry with Lenny Kravitz's support.
The Sharks are really funny though. That would have absolutely like made me laugh.
Yeah, it was hilarious at the time. I remember being like, "What the hell?"
I just didn't see the Kendrick one, so I don't know.
So you can put that one there. I think that's fine. I think anything in the top 5 here is good for them. I thought that one was cool. They had 50 Cent hanging from the ceiling.
That is insane.
Yeah,
that's funny.
It was pretty wild.
Okay.
All right, put that one at 4.
Then I think.
Do we think Usher's is the best of the last 10 years? No way. It was good though. I did think
really
it was pretty unanimously like loved.
It was very like collaborative, and it was like. I loved when her came on.
Do you think she was really playing?
I think
a lot of people were saying they didn't think she was playing.
Really, I didn't pay attention enough, but she generally plays a lot of her stuff, so I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like an amazing guitarist.
She's insane, dude.
Yeah,
I thought the whole thing was cool.
Okay, we'll go.
And Ludacris had the fro.
And Ludacris came out, and it sounded like
and Lil Jon.
It sounded literally all. That's the thing is I feel like. Purely for the fact that it was so collaborative, and it was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
You didn't have time to digest it, bro.
And that's what was like cool. It was like the surprise factor of just all of these like artists that like were very nostalgic. I feel like for us.
You know, JB was supposed to be in it too.
Alyssa said that the whole time. She's like, when are they gonna bring out JB? When are they gonna bring out JB?
Yeah. Yeah. Usher asked him, but he was just like, I don't want to. Like I don't know. I don't know what it was. He could do his own.
Yeah, so. I feel like he's Well then, I gotta put Katie's 3. I'm sorry, McKenna.
Katie's 3. Katie's at 3. All right.
Ooh.
You make this call. I don't care. I'm good with either one of these. I thought they were both. I remember both of these. So one of them just happened a couple months ago. So that's why I remember.
There's like 2 schools of thought because like Usher's was really awesome because it was very collaborative, but Gaga like went out there and like
did it by herself and held your attention.
And held my attention the whole time. So like
I don't know, how did they do the jumping into the fucking stadium thing too? Like that was pretty crazy.
I don't know.
So funny.
Yeah, it is hilarious. I've seen the memes of that now. I didn't know. I like forgot that she did that. McKenna showed it to me like a couple weeks ago. And I was like, I was like, wow, this is a fever.
It is actually really funny.
Yeah. How many outfits did she have for that?
I don't remember.
Did she change outfit? Yeah. That's what I'm telling people, bro. I'll be trying to.
I gotta put Usher's first. I'm really sorry, Johnny in the world.
Johnny's
I
gonna
have
be pissed.
to.
In the
He's
chat,
gonna
dude.
be.
Yeah,
I
the gays in general are not gonna be happy with that.
I love, like, honestly, it's very neck and neck. It was just like more. I'm basing it off of like when I watched the Gaga one the whole time. I was just like, and then when I watched the Usher one, it was just like continue like. Because there was like more people coming in, so that was my basis.
Yeah. If you're judging it off the whole performance, not who specifically, like, because
then
maybe
it'd probably be Gaga because
Yeah.
she did the whole thing by herself.
what these images from the Gaga.
I love that third one with her like yeah yeah.
Dude, I want to do that, man. That would be fun.
I don't think I could. I would be too scared. It's so Gaga though, you know. It's like it's very like unexpected, so it's what you'd expect.
Gee, that's sick as fuck, dude.
Not to mention she's an incredible like performer.
That's what I've heard. Yeah, I mean, I remember this, so yeah. Stop pulling that up. That's but yeah.
I would say 1 and 2 are tied. It's a tie for me. I like now I feel bad just looking at her being number 2. So it's a tie. Thank you. Perfect.
Yeah, wow. Okay. We're gonna fence it on that one. That's fine. But yeah, so those are the top 10 Super Bowl performances ranked by us.
Yeah.
Even though we don't remember 2
I
of
don't
them.
remember half of them.
Yeah. But yeah. Crazy shit, man. The Super Bowl, I mean, honestly, who would you want to see at the Super Bowl? Like, who's someone you think would be? Because I think it's hard because it's like you had to find someone they have to be big. They have to be bigger
absolutely.
than big, you know? Like, they have to
A
be
household name.
worldwide. And even then, sometimes you got to have support from other people to, like, really bring a draw to have people watch it.
Yeah, and I feel like the vibe has to be, because I was just thinking, like, who's, like, a big name or, like, an up-and-coming, like, big name. And I feel like, obviously, Jacob Collier is huge. Like, everyone's talking about him now.
Yeah.
But I also don't know if, like, his vibe necessarily would fit so you have to be, like, a very specific type of, like, you have to be kind of, like, more of a, not more of, but I feel like it's a lot more about the entertainment factor than, like, the actual, like...
Then the music itself, like the music has to be good and known by everyone.
Oh, yeah,
but it also needs to be a celebration of that. music.
It has to be more of an entertainment thing. I think so. That's a toughie.
Yeah, because they gotta be. I think they used to do. I was talking about this with someone recently, where like I thought they used to do a little bit better of a job of like, one year it would be like a legacy person, like someone that like has been around for 20 years. That's great, and we all know is amazing. They're kind of doing like a. Yo, let's celebrate how like we did
like
all this.
Dolly's was just like it was just like I'm just gonna go do my songs and like do it very Dolly.
And then like the next year would be like someone who's like current, huge right this moment. And I felt like they did a better job of that. At least when I was growing up, that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And I mean even like look at we had Usher and Rihanna, which I guess he has been around for a while. But it's still I guess because of how collaborative it was, it felt so current too.
It was like current, but also like it gave very nostalgia to me though, because all of those names were like people I didn't really follow past like their songs that were popular like when we were like having dances and stuff, you know.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. But then I guess they had Rihanna, which she hasn't released music in like forever, so like it's interesting choice. And then the year before that was the Eminem Dr. Dre one or whatever, so that was like a legacy, like throw all these people together. But they had Kendrick still in there as support, so like I don't know, it's interesting. I don't know who I would want to see. I think Drake said he wouldn't do it, but I would love to see Drake do it, and I think he would work.
I think he would work.
Yeah, he would work for it. You know, before he became a Jewish hating person, Kanye I think would have been really good for the Super Bowl. And it would have been Gaga level fucking insanity.
I think he would have done something insane, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about him, but I don't know if anybody knows how they feel about him.
Yeah, I don't think any of us do. But
it's kind of impossible.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely just a fucking piece of shit right now. Like, there's just no way around.
I think he's mentally ill. Like, I really just, and that's like totally. I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying to like, I don't know, but I just think
needs to stop.
I think he just has like. I think he's just like very like not neurotypical. Yeah. And I think like
for sure.
And he's like not nice.
No, he's not. That's what I'm saying. But he is like, if he could just get right and like get with the right people and take some, like he is undeniably one of the most talented people to make contemporary music in the.
It's sad though, because I feel like it's like I have a hard time separating art from the artist.
I'm the same way,
and
yeah.
that's like I don't know if it's a problem or a strength, because in some ways I'd consider it a strength, because it makes me feel like, okay, well, I need to be like practicing what I preach, and I also need to like, because I feel like it's so hard to like listen to somebody's music that I'm like, oh, this is like their soul, like, because I feel like that's what your music, you know, at least the music I'm making, like I feel like that's what I want it to be. And not to say that everybody's music has to, like, they have to just pour out their soul, but I feel like there's a little piece of you in everything, even if that's not your goal. And that's how I feel about Kanye specifically, because I just feel like it's hard for me to separate.
Here's
that.
the thing with him, bro. It's like when people say they want to separate the art with the art from the artist, I understand that. Like, I understand you're like, oh, you got to separate it. Like, da-da-da. He made Graduation, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, man, that's fine. Whatever. You want to listen to Graduation, listen to Graduation.
It's good.
You're going to listen to his new album that is using Nazi photography. Like, I mean, they're using like Nazi symbolism in the promotion of the album, and then like he's talking about like he's downplaying his anti-Semitism as just like, I ain't anti-Semitic, I just fucked a Jewish bitch. Like, you can't
do that.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Where it's like, you're saying, okay, separate the art from the artist. Okay, but the artist is putting himself in the art. He's putting those views that I'm trying to separate. If I was to take your perspective, right, or this, not yours, but someone who's arguing, separate it. If I was taking their perspective and being like, okay, let me do that, and I listen to the new album, and then he's talking about those same things I was trying to separate, or downplaying those terrible. It's like, okay, well, you're making them the same, so I can't choose now. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's still an insanely talented producer, makes some really good songs, but I didn't listen to the album because I don't know. It's just one of those things, and everyone draws their own line. I'm not telling anybody what you can and can't do. But I mean,
it's all subjective, but it's still just Yeah,
he's just a fun one to. Everybody's got to.
He's just so.
You see that video of him talking to the paparazzi recently?
And I don't know, what was it?
This lady goes, "No, I'll play this for you. Okay. This is hilarious. This is actually good."
I'm like not with the time, so anything you probably ask me if I've seen, I probably haven't seen.
Dude, it is so funny, bro. At least to me. Maybe you won't think it's funny, but you've seen the old clips where it's like someone's like, "Good morning, Kanye," and he's like, "Shut the fuck up."
Just like the stupid little memes.
This girl like came up to him, tried to like snap a pic of him, and like wanted to talk to him, and he's like, "That's a dumb fucking question to ask a grown ass superhero," and he starts like going on, and then he's like, "Answer the fucking question, disrespect," and he just like starts asking her questions.
I did see that one video where he was like, can't remember what the context was, but I just remember him saying, and I'm not gonna say what his race was. He was Jewish or whatever.
Dude, that one is hilarious. But I mean, it's terrible. But he's literally like,
it's terrible,
I'm not going to say what the race was.
Not even 5 seconds. And then he's like, no, I have to say it.
Jews. He doesn't even say Jewish. He just says Jews. And it's like, whoa, bro. This guy's insane, man. Yeah, not good. Not good at all. But definitely hilarious. I wonder if he
has a therapist. Like, honestly.
He doesn't, bro.
That's what I think. Like, that's what I think. And that's because I feel like it's just like something... You know.
Well, the thing is this, dude. He don't have anybody around it from what it looks like. And I saw a video of like him. It looked like it was some like pre-release party for this project, where like he was playing his stuff, and then he did what he usually does, where he goes on a rant about some stuff, and he started getting into like the Jewish people are controlling whatever. And like one person said like they didn't even fully disagree with him, but they just like minorly critiqued what he said.
Yeah.
And he just like went off at them and was like trying to embarrass that person in front of everybody else in the room. And it's like, again, I don't know Kanye West.
That means he doesn't surround himself with people who are going to contradict him, which is like
what you need that.
Yeah,
and Kanye
that's how you grow.
Without it like that, and that's the thing. It's so hard. Where it's like Kanye is without a doubt like one of the most talented people that, at least for me, is super inspiration for like music wise. His documentary on Netflix is amazing. Like, I have such complicated feelings about Kanye. Like, I love Kanye.
Yeah.
But I don't love anything that he's like stood for in the last 5 years, 6 years, you know? And so like, that's super hard, but it's like, he just, I don't know. He's just, I guess he is an artist. I don't know. He's entertaining at the very least.
It shouldn't be an excuse to be an asshole.
No, not to be, you could be, you know what? You could be an asshole
in a
You-
classy way. There's like
not racist.
Yeah,
Not
just-
anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Maybe that's all I'm asking, man. You want to be a piece of shit?
don't be an
You know what I'm
don't
saying?
Be racist.
Yeah, you want to be a piece of shit. There are a lot of people that are pieces of shit, probably,
Yeah.
that I look up to that I don't know that they're pieces of shit.
Mhm.
But I don't know because they're not like blatantly
Yeah.
speaking like racist things. So
Yeah.
maybe just don't do that, and that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But okay, let's see if this is the video. I think.
What do you feel like? It's okay, I'm a human being. All of this TMZ, this 30 miles on y'all sex celebrities, all this bullshit. I don't give a fuck what y'all got to do. What y'all gonna do? What y'all got to say? Come at me with that shit, ask me that. You think you can walk up on me like that? But you think that you a white woman, you can walk up on me like that? And ask me some dumb ass shit like that? Ask me are my wife, tell me that she got free will? Are you crazy? You ain't saying this is America. You got free will, or you work for the devil? You got free will, you work for the
I gotta get to the point. I gotta get to the point. Basically, she was following him,
Yeah.
saying him and his wife, his new
Yeah.
wife, were walking together, and she was
Yeah.
like, is she allowed to speak? Like,
Yeah.
is she allowed to whatever? Because he has been like, kind of
Yeah.
propping her around, like making her do photo shoots and and no one really, as far as I know, no one's spoken to this girl, or
Mhm.
no one does at least. And so this woman who was asking him questions kind of invasively with the camera, he then snapped on, which I do gotta say, and this is the problem again with Kanye. It's like, I think all of us think paparazzi people are fucking weird.
Absolutely, and that's I was literally gonna say like
So like,
I just feel like if you're a public figure, you have to just like ignore that shit. Like you can't like because somebody else is gonna ask you the same kind of question
Yeah.
later on, and if you try to talk to everybody, like that's unfortunately their job. Like it's awful. I feel like it's like. I mean, just paparazzi.
it is
in general.
dehumanizing for
It's-
sure. I
yeah,
think he's
it's
right in
very-
that, but it's also like
yeah,
you get a lot of other things that other human beings do not get,
yeah,
and
yeah.
so like maybe just troll them if you dislike them that much. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I would just like
there's other ways.
I would
There's
just
other
answer
avenues.
everything so wrong, or
Mhm.
like completely answer a different question every
Mhm.
time they ask me something. Like just do dumb shit. Like you don't
Yeah.
have to.
But he's like ups. Like I feel like that's the point where you can't let it get to you like that because like. I mean, again, you're a public figure. Everyone's gonna say everything.
Yeah.
You understand that? I'm here to support Charlie Wilson. You come ask me some dumbass shit about my wife. That's my wife.
Why is he so defensive?
I wasn't asking shit when I couldn't see my kids.
Oh.
Do you have questions? Do you have questions when I wasn't able to see my kids? And that I only get visitation and don't have rights to where they go to school? You got questions for that, or you part of the system? You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand
Why
what I'm
is he exposing
saying?
all his business like that?
You understand what I'm saying? What do you hear? What do you hear about that? Is that your job to go up to every celebrity, ask them some dumbass shit about their wife?
I gotta.
No, tell me. Was it wrong for you to ask me about my wife some dumbass disrespectful shit like that? Was that wrong or right?
I'm sorry, Kanye. I just need my phone.
No, answer the question.
He
I'm
has
supposed
her
to answer
phone?
the questions, answer that question. I got your phone now. They gonna arrest me for taking your phone? Arrest me for taking your phone then. I don't. You answer the question. You asked me, did my wife have free will?
Yeah, that is too much. That is too much. You don't need to be taking her phone. Like,
Oh,
Also-
wait, this is my favorite
also-
part. This is my favorite part. This is my favorite part. And then
okay,
we'll get
all
to
right.
it.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Taking your phone? Arrest me for taking your phone then. I don't. You answer the question. You asked me, did my wife have free will? Was that a dumbass, disrespectful question to come ask a grown-ass superhero? Answer the question. What's your name? What is your first and last name and address?
Anybody
First
that
and last
says
name
that,
and address.
oh my gosh, that's just like,
Well,
yeah.
I
That's
get what
too
he's
much.
doing, right? He's like, oh, I'm gonna flip it on you, whatever. But it's like, dude, like, she's not you. She's getting paid $100 for this video,
And that's just it's
and it does
unfortunately,
nothing.
yeah.
But promote your brand. You know, is it a
And
dumb
it's
question?
like-
Yeah, but
Just like you're a human being and you would have wished the situation would have been handled more respectfully, then you should be an example for that and handle the situation in
More
turn
respectfully, yeah.
respectfully. Don't like, it's not going to do any good if you like are even worse. You go way the other direction with it. Like,
yeah. It's my favorite. It's just a great sound on TikTok now. So like
Yeah.
the prompt will be like when my manager asks me to come in on my day off because they're
Oh.
short staffed, and then
Yeah.
it'll be like, was it
disrespectful question.
disrespectful dumbass question to ask a grown ass superhero? And I'm like, hell yes, dude.
Ah.
I feel that.
It's
so.
like it almost makes me feel like, and I know it's not scripted. I know he's just that way because like
know.
obviously, but it's like,
it can't be real, dude. You can't make this up.
or he's just like extremely like he just had. It seems like he just doesn't have like empathy, like, or doesn't like, you know, and I don't know. That's super.
And again, I'm not saying I
assuming
also
that-
don't have. It's not that I don't have any empathy for him. I think that
Yeah, he's a human being too.
His
Yeah.
life is unlike anything any of us could comprehend, as is everyone's lives. But I mean, like him specifically, where he's, I mean, I can't imagine, you know, the shit that he's gone through,
Yeah.
positives and negatives. So it's
Yeah.
like, you know, I understand his maybe distrust and distaste for paparazzi in that way, but like that is never how you would handle it.
Yeah.
And like if someone, I just try to think like what I would do.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to put myself, and again, I can't put myself in Kanye's shoes because I would never be as great as Kanye was at any of that other stuff. But like, if someone came up to me and asked me some shit like that, like I would probably just laugh.
Yeah.
Like it's, you know what I'm saying? Especially when it's someone that doesn't know me. Like
Yeah, it's
people
none
that
of
don't
your-
know me
you don't-
cannot get under my skin.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like typically at least. And it's like, I mean, maybe now once this clip goes out, all the Kanye West fans that, you know, love his new stuff will hate me, and maybe that'll get under my skin. But dude, really, like you can't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I have a respect for him as an artist. He's a musician. All that, like, that takes a lot of work. So regardless, he's like passionate about something and doing something about it, which is great. But you still also have to exist in this world and be empathetic toward other human beings, or at least I think. And not everyone, like, you know, and act like you are, at least. At the very least, act like you are.
Yeah,
you
what
know?
would be too far for you with paparazzi? Let's say the paparazzi's like outside your house snapping pics. Like,
I don't know. I wouldn't do anything though. I like.
Yeah.
I'm not a.
Would you stay in? Would you
Reactive
stay in? Would you be
person.
like, oh, I'm gonna stay in now. I don't want to fucking. see
Yeah,
paparazzi."
probably. That's probably
Yeah.
why I want to get into film scoring so I can be behind the camera and not in front of it.
That's fair. I just walk out and be like, dude, what it like? They ask me some
I just
dumb
couldn't.
shit. I'm
I
just
don't
gonna
know.
laugh at you. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I'd probably laugh. I think I'd probably be more on the end of just like, that's like what? You
I
don't
just
even
had a
know
lot
who
of
I
people
am.
like trash talk me and like sports and stuff,
Yeah.
and like I just never been the type. Like I have friends of mine that like you call them a bitch, and they're like willing to
pop
go. They're
off.
willing to go back to jail because you called them a word, and I'm like, holy shit, dude. And I've had people say some really mean things to me, or like
Yeah.
say some, and like people that do know me a little bit that want to talk shit to me on the court, and the second I know you're talking shit to me, I know you're fucking scared.
Yeah.
I'm just laughing.
Yeah, I realized that I feel like people.
Like if she's almost asking you a dumbass question like that, I mean, in
Yeah.
Kanye's sense, right? He's done a lot of bad things prior to that. We would be lying to say they're trying to get under his skin. Like, no, he's said some and done some crazy shit. But like in general, if someone's asking me something super disrespectful or super whatever, I in some way I probably hold some sort of power this other person doesn't have in this interaction.
Yeah.
I'm just laughing at you, dude.
Yeah. And I feel like that's like a different story because again, like a paparazzi, like that's their job to ask like really awful personal questions to people that they don't know.
I wish someone would ask me something.
But
That'd be
maybe
so
one
fun.
day, Darren,
Maybe
just
some.
like maybe there'll be paparazzi at your show.
The TikTokers, dude, you know that it's like bad. I guess like TikTokers in LA like call the Hollywood fix guy on themselves.
Yeah.
So they'll like say,
just to
"Hey,
get-
I'm going to Whole Foods. Like,
Oh.
if you want to get a video,
Okay.
like,
I believe
because
it,
they want to say
unfortunately, but-
something, so they'll give him it because then he makes some
Yeah.
money. It looks good for them because it's not
Yeah.
like, it's like, oh, he just
Yeah.
found me. The paparazzi caught me, whatever.
Yeah.
I guess
yeah.
they like do that a lot, which is kind of fun.
I think just mean words are more because of the person, like the person that said them is like having something going on. I just always try to think about that, like in any situation where there's like an argument or somebody's trying to. Obviously, this is paparazzi, but it's still the same thing. People talking shit, you know.
Yeah.
I think most of the time I'm like, it's more about you than it is about me. If you're, you know, because I at least feel like I'm always trying to like be very like nice to people no matter what the situation, even if I don't like somebody.
Yeah.
And so
You're trying to coexist. You're trying to be
yeah,
cordial.
as long as I am like keeping that at the forefront, I'm always like, okay, if you're like talking crap or whatever, it's because you have your own stuff going on and it has nothing to do with me.
Yeah. And that's the thing that's something that like I've always kind of butted heads with people on when they're like, oh, that's just how so and so is. Like when they say it, like
Yeah,
they don't
which
mean
is-
it that way, and I'm like, that's just excusing them
Yeah.
kind of being a dick. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get it. I know like some generations just like whatever. That's how
Yeah.
they spoke to each other, but like that's not how I do. So
Yeah,
either
it's
way,
more
I think
enabling in that case.
yeah, where it's like there's always been a way in my eyes at least. There is a way, and I'm not saying I'm always great at it, but I think there's always a way to like, even if you disagree with someone, even if you're mad at someone or you're upset with the way someone is acting or whatever, if you respect them and you respect yourself, I feel like you can correct the whatever's going on, the wrong, in a way that is both like, hey, I don't like this, but I'm also not saying I hate you.
Yeah.
I don't like the thing that you are doing or the thing that you're saying or that you're
Mm-hmm.
believing. You are over here.
And that's how I feel about paparazzi. Like, that's why I feel like if someone came up to me and said some shit or something, I would just like, I don't even know. I wouldn't like do anything back or even, because I'm like, okay, but that's still a person, and this is just like some sort of job that they
have to do.
They have to, unfortunately, which is so stupid. Like, the whole culture.
Get a
behind
better
that
job,
is
man.
In general, I don't even think that should, like, taking pictures is like a different story, but like asking things like that is like, this is a whole, like, the person you're asking. I mean, in public figures, like,
dude, even the pics is crazy. I remember growing up. I'm sure it still exists, but like, no one cares anymore because we have like Snapchat and other things to get this from. But like, I remember just like you'd be at the grocery store with your parents, and there'd be like pictures of like Britney Spears or somebody like just in a bathing suit with like a little bit of cellulite, and they'd be like, Britney's fat now, blah 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 blah. And it's like, holy shit, man!
Yeah,
like, imagine like you just like went out for pasta and then like just still wanted to go to the beach
like
that day.
It's literally cyberbullying, but it's legal.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a legal form of like media bullying. I mean, that's like.
And obviously, and it's like, and again, it's not to excuse someone of doing insane stuff like that to the paparazzi, but it is to say like it is just a weirdo job to like anybody that wants to do it. I hope that no one wants to do it. I hope it's like a last.
I feel like people like that probably start. Maybe it's just like movies I've seen though, and like I'm not at all a journalist, so I get or not at all a paparazzi person, so I can't really speak to that perspective. But I feel like somebody that would get into that, I feel like they would have to start in like journalism, like they'd just be interested in that, and then somehow it gets like turned along the way into like, because it's probably quick, easy money. If you snap a good picture, you get a lot of, you know.
And the thing is too, it's not journalism. It's
no,
you don't have to get a degree and take. And that's the thing. I remember talking with Dan Trutchell about this on the podcast because he has a degree in journalism. He's been a journalist for a long time. It's people now because of the internet and it's so democratized, you can just have your own blog, take your own pictures, your own video, and just get your own sources and call yourself a journalist. I'm reporting on this, da 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 da. And it's so weird because it's like they kind of are. Like they kind of are report. If I have footage of something and I'm giving my perspective or what I saw, da 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 da, like that.
But at
is
that
reporting,
point, it's not ethical. Like,
but it's not journalism. Like you don't understand the efficacies of what's going on here, and so like. Yeah, dude, paparazzi. I feel like it's just an easy way. It's just a quick.
It's
buck.
probably like more, that too. It's
the easiest route of that.
To
so
get,
like, I'll
and just get some money.
Damn.
Yeah.
Who would you be a paparazzi for if you had to be for somebody? Let's say nothing works out for us. No one comes to the show March 29th. No one wants us to compose anything. We have to be paparazzi.
Probably the Love Island cast, just because like I love like Love Island. It's just like crappy TV, but it got me through all of COVID. Like I went through a huge depression, and I just watched Love Island and ate Jack's pizzas.
Wow.
And I don't know.
That kind of sounds like the life, bro.
It was the life for like 2 weeks, and then it was just depressing. Like so, it was just. But it was a lot of growth happened in that time period for sure.
Yeah. What season of Love Island was that? Tommy Fury's?
No, I actually just watched that one.
McKenna loves that one.
Yeah, I love that one too, and I love Tommy and Molly Hart forever.
Yeah, I was happy that he beat Jake Paul in that fight.
Yeah, Cody was too.
Yeah.
I was happy that he did just because I knew him.
Just because you knew it. Yeah, that was basic. Yeah, that was part of the reason.
I was watching the season. I think what season was Tommy and Molly? I think I watched season 3, and I only watched the UK ones. I don't like the US ones. I'm not a huge. Yeah, UK is so funny.
Is it just because the accent, you think?
And just like I love British humor, and I just think like I feel like they have like a lot of like, I don't know. It's just like different humor, like, and it's not just Brits, but like I feel like UK humor is like just different than Western humor. I enjoy it.
Interesting, yeah. And
I like the vernacular, like all of the slang is very funny to me. Yeah.
The slang is hilarious, actually. Yeah.
Like grafting. That's so.
What's
makes a lot of sense.
What's grafting?
It's like when you're like you're putting in work to try to like be with a girl or whatever. So you're grafting. Like you're like you got to put in the graft. Yeah, I love it. It's so funny. And it makes I like get it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Or like crack. Like if you have good crack with somebody, you have good chat, like good talk.
Wow.
Yeah, good. And that's actually part of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like a lot of the slang they got over there. I think it's cool. it's definitely caught up to us. I think we were kind of killing them with the slang.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty neck and neck now.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, I dig it. Well, anything else? We're at like the hour 40 mark. Anything else before we wrap today that you want to get to or you want to get off your chest?
No, I'm okay, I think.
You got it? You got it all
Yeah,
out? You got it all
yeah.
out there. I appreciate you making the drive up here and
Thanks
taking the
for
time to
having
do
me.
this. I'm really thankful for everybody that tuned in live today. Don't forget Kalyn Harewood music everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Kalyn Harewood.
Check
It's
it
on
out.
it's on YouTube, it's on Spotify, it's on Apple Music, probably some other places too.
Yeah. Bandcamp, if you
Bandcamp.
if you dig Bandcamp Friday,
So-
which is the first month or the first Friday of every month, all of the proceeds. I don't know if that's going to change because there's been a lot of stuff happening with Bandcamp, but all of the proceeds go to the artist. So if you want to
wow.
like buy my album or something,
Buy the art from the artist.
yes,
Bandcamp.
and 100% will go to the artist on Bandcamp Friday, and then other days, it's like 70%, which is still great
Yeah.
in comparison to like
To a lot
Spotify
of
or something.
shit that gives
Yeah.
you nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I
know
accepted
about
that. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make money. I'm
It's
not
a
trying to make
promotional
money.
tool at this point,
Yeah.
you know, right?
Mhm.
But yeah. But no, yeah, check her out on everything. We're going to be performing March 29th together at the Vivarium. So if you don't have
Yeah,
tickets for
yeah.
that yet, get some, bring some friends. Let's fill that place. I think it'll be really, really exciting. It's going to be a ton of fun, man. I'm excited. I'm
Absolutely.
grateful that you're involved in this project.
Yeah, I'm
'cause I
excited
think
about it. I'm having a good time.
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. And you guys are so good. I'm going to keep saying it, but like if somebody is like, maybe you've heard the podcast and you've like checked out some of my music and you're like on the fence about it, I'm telling you hear it live, especially with the way Kalyn and the rest of these guys play. It just brings it to a different level. I'm very excited to share it with you. But with all that out of the way, we got to say some thank yous to our patrons, right? Should be up on the screen right now if you guys are interested in getting behind the scenes access to extra pods, extra vlogs, as well as a series where I break down how I mix, master, write, and record every single one of my songs. Go to patreon.com/Darren Rita and help support the channel for as little as $1. And shout out to Go Nutz, man, for sponsoring this episode. Use code Rita47 at thegonutz.com to save a little bit of money there. And yeah, dude, this has been the 244th episode of the Detox Podcast. I will see you guys next week. Peace.